Did you know that for every ad that you're making on Facebook or TikTok, you should be having two headlines? Most people are commonly aware of one of these two forms of headlines and either disregarded the other one or just simply don't even know about it. In today's video, I want to walk you through the process of finding these two headlines and what is the difference between both of them, where do they fit within your ads, and how can they both enhance your performance. My name is Justin and I'm the founder at Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. So let's get straight into it. As you can see on screen right now, if you've watched my recent video about the DCT structure that we have on Facebook, I talked about these three ad concepts right here. So I talked about the way that we structure a DCT and the fact that what we have is three concepts where usually there's one main variable that we test at the top, which is the hook. I'll just put pause on that real quick and I'll get back to it. There's this PDF that I came across from the Screaming Eagle, which basically came out in 2007. If you have not yet read the book, Breakthrough Advertising, or maybe you've already read this book, amazing book on marketing, copywriting, and the fundamentals that you should be using within your ad strategy, this is a cheat sheet / summary of this book. So if you actually go to page 4 of that summary, you can actually see right here, they talk about the real purpose of your headline. So they say, once you understand the perspective on this perspective on desire, the real role of your headline comes into focus. According to Gene, that is to acknowledge that desire, reinforce it, and or offer the means to satisfy in a single statement in the headline of your ad. He continues, the headline is the bridge between your prospect and your product. It touches your prospect at the point of awareness, which again, they talk about awareness a little later in that cheat sheet. He has arrived today. Blah, blah, blah. Then last thing I want to touch on is this one. In any case, your headline, though it may never mention your product, it is the first vital step in recognizing this mass desire, justifying and intensifying it and directing its solution along one specific path. So here it's talking about a headline. What exactly are they talking about? So if I go back right here, what they mean with the headline is the top, what you see right now at the ad, and not what you see as an example right here, right at the bottom, right? This is not the headline of your ad per se in this concept. This is the second type of headline, which we'll get to in a second. But for now, let me bring your attention back to this headline, which we could call the concept headline versus the ad headline. If I go back to this cheat sheet right here, they're talking about the market awareness levels, which is about finding out where exactly is your prospect, like how aware are they of what you're offering? Do they completely are they the most aware, meaning that they already know about your company, they already know about the product, all they want to know at this point is like, what's the price, how fast can it get to me, right? Is this free shipping? Like they just want to know the basics, or potentially they could be like a level 1 or potentially they could be like a level 5, which they completely don't know anything about your product or solution. It's the first in the market, it doesn't exist, and like you have to do a lot of education in order to sell the product. Usually it's neither one of the two, they are somewhere in the middle. The most common level of awareness, it's anywhere from level 2 to level 4. So this is not a video where I'm going in depth about how to craft the best headline or how to do market research or how to find your market awareness level. I am doing this as an awareness video to make you think about these two headline styles that you have within your ad. Once you would have gone through this market research process and figured out the exact level of awareness of your prospect, then this is where you craft your concept headlines, which again, going back to our DCT structure here at the agency, you have one DCT per concept. So an overarching concept, which in this one, it's basically for people that are shy. And then you look at those three ads, they all have a different visual hook, which that is the concept headline. So in other words, let me show you two examples of what it is and what it isn't. Let me show you first of all what is right. This is what is right. You have the ad creative, which in this case happens to be static, which has a big, bold text, which in this case is leave a lasting impression. This is their concept headline. If they had a video or if there was a UGC, then that would be the big text appearing at the beginning or the hook that the person would actually say from the start. The hook becomes the concept headline. And this here at the bottom is the second style of headline. This is the ad headline, which is completely different. And what you do not want to do is like this ad right here, where the concept headline, they make it the same one as the ad headline. They just repeat the same text twice, because that is not a good use of the space that you have right here to reinforce the action that you would want the prospect to take or to think. So what is it that you want to find in the image, and what is it now that you want to find at the ad headline level? First and foremost, let's talk about the differences in the role of a static ad versus a video ad. So with a static ad, and I don't feel like this one honestly is the best ad that I could have shown. It's the only one that I found. I actually just was browsing on my Facebook feed on desktop for a while, turned off my ad blocker, which I usually have on, and then screenshotted a few ads that I thought were good and bad, which were the two that you saw right here. But looking into this one, usually what the static ad does is the actual ad creative, the image stops your scroll, so that then leads you to read the actual text, and the text is the one pushing you to click. So in this case, this should be stopping your scroll enough for you to read what is here at the top, and reading what is here at the top or here at the bottom should actually push you to click on this ad and see what's on there, right? But if we look at this one, leave a lasting impression. From eye-catching flyers to standout print materials, create branding that makes all the difference. That pretty much, all right, tells me exactly what I need to see. And I did it exactly in the order that most people would be doing it if they saw this ad on Facebook. Nobody would be brought to actually read the text first and then look at the photo. Everybody would be caught by this big bold text in the first place. The first thing they would read is leave a lasting impression, and then that would push them to actually want to learn more, which they would usually be doing with this text. Whereas if you have a video, like these three are all videos, it's actually flipped. You first look at the video, and then before you even look at the video, usually you're going to want to read the text. Humans are lazy, which is why there are two things at play right here. Your hook has to be strong in order to grab your viewers' attention, stop their scroll, and have them pay attention. But if that fails, this is why your copy is there. Your copy's goal when you have a video is only to direct the viewer to watch the actual video. So if you have a video as an ad, your copy should push the attention to the video, and the video should be the one pushing the viewer to actually click, which this is where it's slightly different than if you have a static image. Now, again, what is the difference between both of these headlines? As you can see, they both have to be somewhat aligned. They both have to come from the same general concept. Leaving a lasting impression and making an impact are both words that resemble each other. But usually what is right here needs to tap into an actual desire. It needs to tap into a desire that the market would have in the first place. Whereas what is at the bottom usually is a little bit more on the call to action side and needs to be pushing someone to actually want to click. It's like your last failsafe. If the creative didn't do its job, if the copy didn't do its job, again, depending if it's a video or a static image, then it's kind of like the last chance that you have for somebody to click on this ad. But with that said, again, this is not a video for me to really go in depth about what is, like, how do you craft a good ad headline, or how do you craft a good concept headline. Both, they could be a whole separate video and even like a small masterclass on how to do that, which in fact, if you're interested in seeing a video on that, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But with that said, is just be mindful, those should not be the same two things. This is about a desire. This is about where or how aware your market is in regards to your product or solution. This usually is more as a hook / call to action. It's very nuanced. It's very subtle difference between the two. Hopefully I'm doing a good job explaining the difference between the two. But really, now that I'm thinking of it, I will most likely make a separate video doing like this entire walkthrough of how to craft both of these headline types. With that being said, if there's two lessons you can take out of this video, the first one is you should not have the same text on both what is as the hook or the big bold text in your static image and what is the ad headline right here. So your concept headline and your ad headline should both be different. And second lesson is, what is the role of your headline / copy based on it being a static image versus a video creative, which is different as explained in this video. What prompted me to make this video is a discussion with one of our media buyers in-house, actually at the agency, and some clients, which I found it kind of quite hard for people sometimes to understand that there was a difference between the two, and that like you actually had to be mindful about how both of these are written. And I think that Moo did probably a very good job at doing that. Last example I want to do is actually for the brand that I just showed you about that we run ads for. This is an example of a visual hook that we have and an example of an ad headline that we have, or I should say again, a concept headline versus an ad headline. The first one taps into the actual market desire, which is the person watching that wants to stop struggling at making friends or stop being awkward with people. They want to start making friends, right? So their true desire is to get rid of the bad, get rid of the negative that they possibly have within them, which is say goodbye to social struggles, right? That could be what's here in bold. And in here, the call to action / ad headline is unlock your social potential. Usually there's more authority in this one. Usually it's more as an action or almost as an order is unlock, make, click, call, buy. Like you could go very direct with that, but usually this starts with a like kind of a powerful and direct word, and it leads with a rephrasing of the same desire that you're talking about this ad, which again, this is here. And one last thing, in this case, the second one is 4 words. This first one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we have the brand name also afterwards, which is 6. 6 words, 4 words. In this case, they put it pretty much just as long. I would usually say that the ad headline is slightly shorter than the visual hook that you have on here. They're honestly very similar, but usually it's a little bit more punchy with the ad headline you have at the bottom. So again, today, my goal is just to make you aware of that, show you different examples of that, and just make you think about how do you want to craft 2 different concept headline versus ad headline when writing your ads. And if that's all that you've taken away from this video, then I think I've done my job. With that being said, there's gonna be a couple links in the description down below. One of them to join a free community where we post, again, a lot of content, where on that community, you're one of the first to know about these upcoming videos. We do exclusive lives and content just for the community members. So join the free community down below. And there's 2 offers that we have at the agency. One is our done for you paid advertising and creatives, so content creation that we do for our e-commerce brands, which if you want to apply to work with our agency, link for that below. And last but not least, if you want to get mentored by our team or have over your shoulder done with you consulting done by myself and our team of media buyers and creators, again, head down below and check out the description for that. On that note, make sure you check out other videos of the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.